Hello there, Virgo. Michelle B here. I've spread some cards for you. I've got a few different decks going on. I've got the Solace Divinity Tarot. I've got the Golden Universal. And I've got the Art Nouveau Rider-Waite deck. And I do have some little mini-me's that I can pull out if I need to, but I didn't need to for this one. Overall, Virgo, what I'm getting is that you're in a transitional place because happy birthday, Virgo. My oldest child turned 21 years old yesterday on the first day of Virgo. And then my best girlfriend from high school, practically a sister since we've known each other so long. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday. So yeah, happy birthday, Virgo. My birthday's still not for a couple of weeks. But anyway, what happens in our birth month, or when our birth sign comes up, is that we are starting fresh. We have a transition happening. So the last chapter was pretty freaking good for you, Virgo. You had a pretty good year last year. Not without challenges, of course, but overall it was a very stabilizing year, a very grounding year for you. And now you're coming to a point where you're like, okay, so I'm steady on the platform where I am right now. What's next? So that's what I got for some of the overall guidance, what to embrace and what to leave behind. What to embrace, we've got the Chariot. What to leave behind, we have the Fool. Both major arcana. Lucky you, Virgo. So what to leave behind, I have the Fool here. I think what it's trying to say, what the guidance is that it's saying leave behind the idea that you need to know where your feet are going. It's saying just let yourself be guided each step of the way. There's this idea that if we don't know what we're doing ahead of time, then we're going to walk into some kind of danger. The cards want you to leave behind the idea that there's some kind of danger if you're not constantly on alert. Some of us have PTSD from our childhoods where we were trained to, I have my little boy here, it's still summer vacation, where we were trained to be on guard all the time for any potential danger, for any kind of potential threat, if we're not watching out for ourselves all the time, because we're all alone, right? It's just us taking care of ourselves. If we're not watching out all the time, something bad could happen. But that's not actually the case. Rarely does something really, really bad happen when we're not paying attention. In fact, we bring most of our hardships on ourselves just from stress and anxiety. And Virgos and Gemini are some of the worst when it comes to being in here on high alert all the time. So you're being asked to let yourself be taken care of by the universe. Don't feel like you need to be on high alert. Now, the more relaxed you are, the more at peace your soul is, the more you'll be able to sense. Your spidey senses will be available to sense any kind of shift or adjustment that you need to be making in your footsteps. It's like you're doing capoeira here. You're flowing with the energy, Tai Chi on the edge of the cliff. When you're at peace in your heart and in your emotional space. But what to embrace? There's a part of you that's been so much in your head for like your whole life. But yeah, there's a part of you that's been so much in your head that you haven't been able to accomplish much of anything. And you're being asked to put the anxieties, put all the stuff that's going on in your head on hold. Stop, right? And just make your feet go forward and just move forward. Both of these cards are action cards. They're both moving forward cards. And you see, I want you to take note of the wand that the charioteer is holding, because that's going to come up later in the reading. He's saying, okay, this is what I want. And so far you've been so caught up in how to get to the logical steps and how to get to what you want that you're keeping yourself from even doing anything. You're like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. What if I fail if I do this? What if I do that wrong? Instead, it's saying just point your wand at what you want and take inspired action. When there's something that's exciting for you, there's something that you desire, take the inspired steps. Don't think about it. Stop thinking about it and just go. All right. This is your what to embrace, the big ones, what to embrace and what to leave behind until I come around to you in 12 days again. Just keep that in mind. Just move forward. Now, what are the two biggest things that people want to know when they want to get a tarot reading? The two main things. I want to know about my money. I want to know about my resources. And I want to know about love. So if any of you out there aren't interested in either of those, don't listen to that part. It's okay. But most of you are going to want to know both. I know it. So I've got these, I use the Solace Divinity Tarot for what's going on internally, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot for your guidance. So when I'm looking at what's going on internally, it's a snapshot, but as soon as, you know how quantum physics work, Schrodinger's cat, the second you see something, it's already in the past. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm glimpsing at something that's momentarily and then fleeting. It's gone, right? So there's this person right here. That's where I got the idea that Virgo's like this, right? This person is just like, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? But you have a limited perspective. You see, you're blindfolded and you're in the dark. You don't know everything that the universe knows about what steps to take forward, and it's leaving you in this place of total anxiety where you're just like, and both of these people, they're blindfolded or they've got their hands over their eyes. They can't see everything. Like, I don't know what to do. I feel lost because I don't know what to do. I'm looking at money, by the way. I'm like talking. I'm talking about your resources, your money, and it's not like there's something wrong now. I don't get the sense that there's something wrong now, but you're like, what about later? What about later? What about later? And you're worried that you're going to be putting yourself in a position of hardship later if you don't do something now to prepare for something potentially that could be coming down the pipe. Okay. Here's what the cards want you to know. They want you to know that this present feeling that everything is okay is what you need to be focusing on instead of worrying about some imagined future where you're not going to have what you need. Because that's what we attract to ourselves. We attract the vibration of scarcity rather than the vibration of the present abundance. Okay? So there's a few options. You'd I do this or should I do that? That's what that Two of Swords is all about. You're tossing around a few options of what you would like to do going forward. And for those of you who need to know, there's a warning about collaboration with others, at least at this time, that it may cause a lot more hardship than you would like to deal with. This is part of the stress that you're dealing with. I'm not sure if I want to step forward into that. I'm not sure if I can handle the anxiety that comes with dealing with other people. And so you're being what's the word? Anyway, it's such a silly little semantic thing, but it's like the cards are saying, yes, you're right. It's not a good time for you to be collaborating with other people. There are good times to collaborate, and there's not so good. So we have both. We have both the Celebration card in the reverse, and we've got the Chaos card. Look at all these wands. I got straight up swords going on in your head, and the advice is all about the doing. Ha, 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 ha. Check it out. There's the wand, right? There's another wand right here. All these wands, all these people carrying sticks. Here's your advice, okay? When it comes to your resources, your abundance, and we're thinking about the long run because things are pretty okay at the present. It's saying, don't trip on the worrying about the details of how you're going to make money later. Instead, focus all of your present energy on learning new things about what you love. Getting in deeper, following your passion, going in deeper into what you enjoy and love, and know that the present abundance is going to continue to be the present abundance. As you go moment by moment by moment, that abundance is going to stay as long as you keep that space in your head. You will always have what you need. You're being told that. Always, you will have exactly what you need. when there are times that you don't have enough, especially when it comes to most of us that are tuning into this right now, most of us are female. So we're like, I want to share my abundance with the people around me that need more things, right? If you don't have enough to share with other people, there's a pretty good chance it's because they needed to get it for themselves. So keep that in mind too. There's only so much you need. You're being directed to learn more about your passions. Check this out. And don't worry, you will always be supported. You will always be guided. There's the wand. There's the wand. Both of them are young, foolish, passion followers. Be that person, Virgo. Go ahead and do what you love and don't trip on what is going to happen later, because it's always in the eternal now. It's always going to be abundant. It's always going to be plenty for what you need. You will always have a pillow and a blanket and warmth and food. Okay. Now let's look at the love stuff. For those of you who want to know. So if you don't resonate with this stuff, it's okay. You don't have to. You can check out, as I post them, you can check out your rising and your moon and see where it all fits for you. Just like take the information and see how it fits into the story of your life. Looking internally with the Solace Divinity Tarot, there are some of you who are getting to a more stable place in your connection with the other that you're thinking about right now. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is all about the home and the legacy and building a solid structure that's going to go beyond just the two of you, something that goes further. If you're getting older and you're not childbearing anymore, you're not building like the traditional escalator relationship. It's just you're building a foundation that is stabilizing not only to you, but to the people around you, right? And then from the 10 of Pentacles, we transition to the Ace of Pentacles, which is a transition in the relationship to something, to a new level. And it's inspiring. It's a gift from the universe. When the two of you let down your walls, you see the walls in this card? When the two of you let down your walls, you're being granted a gift from God, from the universe, from Source. Here are the new experiences that the two of you can have together as a couple when you allow yourselves to be vulnerable together. Okay, that's what's going on internally. You're realizing like, wow, things are gonna be okay between me and so. However, I also have this other situation for those of you who resonate with that. For people that are not getting into a stable place in their relationship. Instead, they're still dating, still socializing, and they're like, should I be on guard all the time? Should I be worrying? Should I be worrying? Okay, the Knight of Swords, like, do I have to look out for myself? I'm always concerned that I have to protect myself from someone. For those of you who are dating and that are not in a stable relationship. I have some advice that the cards wanted to have for all of you. And I feel like these two pertain particularly to those pentacles, because we got the pentacles, the King of Pentacles here, we got these pentacles here. And so for the Two of Wands, it's like, okay, taking action, doing something, right? Just like we had the wands in the money section of the reading. The Two of Pentacles is like you've decided that things could be good between the two of you, and now it's time to go forward in the commitment together. It's time to make the choice I'm gonna be with this person. Now the King of Pentacles is here, and I feel like this is representing the person that you love, and it's also representing your own shadow side, because we're often attracted to people that represent our shadow, right? So when we see things, we see behaviors in the person that we're trying to hook up with, the person that we're trying to create a relationship with, when we see things that we're doing that we don't like, we got to remember that that's something that we don't like about ourselves. When we're criticizing them, we're actually criticizing ourselves. I have a phone call coming in and I'm just going to ignore it and keep talking here and try to get back to where I was here. Okay, so what it's asking you to do is, number one, let release the criticism of yourself, because however critical you are of other people, you're going to be that like twice, 3 times as critical of yourself. First let yourself make mistakes. First, cut yourself some slack. Second, cut them some slack. Now, it is important to not let really bad behavior slide under the rug, right? Don't let that go, because then you're going to resent it later. Address it. Definitely talk about it. Let's talk about this, okay? And then allow it to just be. Sometimes we're just not good people, and that's okay, right? Okay. And now, yeah, sometimes we're not good people. Sometimes, I mean, fundamentally, we all mean well. It's just sometimes we have to be shadow. Sometimes we have to embrace that shadow part of ourselves and do things that are considered not okay in order to find full expression of who we are. And it's such a good place to be in a relationship with someone where each of you can be a little bit bad sometimes, and you still have a safe place with each other. Okay, now please in the comments, understand that I'm not talking about like truly immoral behavior, okay? So finally, I have the 4 of Cups in reverse to talk about what's going on with this 3 of Cups, Knight of Swords, dating and being on guard, watching out for potential schmucks. When you're on the dating scene, you're being asked to, when you go into meeting new people, like dating new people, meeting new people, like if you're like doing like online dating or something like that, trying to meet new people, you're getting to know quite a few people a little bit better. Remember to greet each opportunity, or greet each scenario where you're meeting with someone as an opportunity to learn something, as a gift. Each of these situations is a gift of being able to learn something new about someone else. But these people don't have to possess you. You don't have to own each other, right? You don't have to do anything else together ever again. But for that moment, it's a gift to learn more about yourself, what you like and what you don't like. And it's a gift to learn more about other people's experiences in the world. And if you just go into it as that, then it takes a lot of pressure off of dating and getting to know new people. It's not like this is when I go on a date with someone, that this is it now and forever, I'm going to be with them. Like, just take some of that pressure off. And the people that you meet with will feel that pressure taken off, that pressure released, and they'll be more laid back. They'll be more themselves. They won't feel, like they're being grilled for whether or not they're a good person, whether or not they're a good partner. We're not looking for that yet right now. For you, for these people that know that's what's, that resonate with that message. Where was I? My kid's messaging me. I'm trying to tune it out. For those who resonate with the message that I'm having right now, it's not about forever and ever at this moment. It's about getting to know new people and having new experiences, and having as much contentment with yourself and getting to know yourself better in this precious time when you don't have someone else influencing your choices. Okay, so finally, I'm going to leave off with one of these wholeness cards from the Salvage Sawhorse. I love these affirmations. So, talking about love, talking about money, talking about your purpose, your soul purpose in the world. All together, we are a whole person with all these moving parts happening constantly in our lives. What does Virgo need to know at this moment? Oh, I love this. Sometimes you feel anxious. Sometimes you feel like you're alone in the world, right? Sometimes you feel like you're alone, but you're not really alone. You're surrounded by the love and support of your ancestors. Listen to that. Wow. Like on a biochemical level, your genes are inside of you. And those are all the genes of all the people that came before you. And they're continuing to live on through you. They're continuing to experience all the things that they never got to experience through you. So they're here to give you advice about things that you didn't realize is going on. And they're also here to cheer you on, to say, good job. They're here to say, hey, take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself. They're here to smile and laugh. And remember that you are never, whatever you do, it's never going to be a failure, right? Because you'll always have next time to do it again. I love this. Virgo, happy birthday. I'll see you in 12 days.